Welcome to City Church, welcome to Church News. This is what's taking place in City Church this week and the weeks ahead. It's so good, isn't it, that we are starting to see an easing of lockdown. It's going to be weird that we can go out and have food and drink with friends and family without feeling guilty, although maybe we might feel a bit guilty. It's going to take a bit of time to adjust, isn't it? So we're going to be able to do more fun things out with our friends, but we want to make sure that that is being replicated in City Church as well. And so one of the things that we are going to be kind of testing, trialing, is we want to start having a combined Bible study and prayer. You'll all be familiar that we've normally had 1 week of Bible study and 1 week of prayer, but we want to combine them. And so here's how it's going to work. From Wednesday the 19th of May, we're going to come together, we're going to have a Bible study. And that Bible study is going to be partly from some amazing resources and online media where we're going to be able to watch some videos, where we're going to be able to actually see teaching where it was taking place, like looking at Ephesians but seeing teaching recorded in Ephesians. So it's going to be great. So there's going to be great content, and then we'll have a time to be able to discuss and ask some questions, and that lasts about 40 minutes. Then we'll move into about half an hour of prayer. And then the good thing then is that the prayer we have can be linking in with what God has been teaching us in the Bible study. And so we're going to do that for, well, a 9-week period to test how it works. So this Wednesday, the 19th of May, 7:15 arrival, and here's the good thing, we can now start to have some food and drinks. So there'll be tea, there'll be coffee, there'll be snacks, there'll be some other bits and pieces. Arrive for 7:15, get set up, get your drinks, 7:30 start, and join with us as we venture into the relatively unknown, as we learn to socialise and interact, not only out in the world, but in the church. We'll see you on Wednesday. We are planning a calendar of events for June, July, August, where we're going to make sure that for all the time, the months that we've missed being sociable, we're going to make up for it over summer. And so we're going to have lots of creative things. We're going to be doing things as a collective church. We're going to have things focused for youth, for our 1830s, for our families, and it's going to be a busy schedule. Now, it's not that you need to be at everything. You come to what you want to be at, but we're working on the basis that everything we plan, we want to be at ourselves. So if I don't want to be at an event, we're not going to do it. And here's the basis of what we're going to be doing. We're going to have spiritual input, but on these social events, we just want it to be fun. We want fun to be something that runs through the DNA of City Church, where we can enjoy being with one another, we can laugh, we can joke around, and then have times where we really get deep into the Bible, but we want to make sure there's lots of fun. Now, I said it was going to be about this week where we're going to update you. There's still a bit more planning to do. So next week, I promise you, we're going to have an update of what is our summer calendar. When are we climbing the mountains? When are we going out for food? When are we camping on the beach? When are we starting to eat together and go out for meals? There's going to be something for everybody. So bring your diaries next week, actually, and we'll tell you what's taking place this summer. City Church at last has its own Instagram page. So sign up, join, follow. Links will be below. We're going to make sure that there's much more regular content now that you can receive, that you can grow in, that you can be encouraged in. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, sign up today. The book of Acts chronicles the growth of the early church. It's a really fascinating, exciting book. And at City Church, we've been going through the Easter narrative. And now the logical stage after the Easter narrative is Acts. What was the early church like? And so what we're going to do from Sunday the 16th of May is we're going to be following the journey through Acts over 9 weeks. And what we're going to have is we're going to have this story of Acts running through all different aspects of City Church. So we're going to have Sundays at our 11 o'clock and 2 p.m. services, we're going to be going through what we can learn from the book of Acts. And then on our midweek Bible study, we're also going to be unpacking further what we can learn from Acts. And it's just going to be a fantastic time where as a church we can grow together to find out, what was the early church like? What should we be like? What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? We want to grow together. So can I encourage you, join us on the 16th and every week thereafter so we can grow together as the church, City Church. Join us.
It all began with a promise. One day, God's people would be as countless as the stars in the sky. People from every culture, class, and country would live as one under His kingdom rule. But it seemed impossible. How could His kingdom reach that far? It would require God becoming king of the world. And He did. He built relationships with a small group of friends. He taught them and equipped them to minister to others. But most of all, He provided a way for them to experience the love of God as He died for the sins of the world and rose in triumph over death, proving He is Lord of all. Then He sent that small group of friends to the ends of the earth as His witnesses to spread the good news of His kingdom. It seemed a little crazy at first, just a little too big. How could a few people reach the world? It would take the power of God's Spirit going with them, and He did. One relationship at a time, these witnesses shared His love, and the good news went further than they could have ever dreamed. As the good news went forward generation to generation to generation to generation, God's kingdom reached the ends of the earth. Now we are being sent to reach the people God has placed in our lives. As we love and share the good news, we join Jesus on His mission and live sent until one day, like stars in the sky, people everywhere live under our King's gracious rule.